H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, and sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and it is Tuesday morning. Let me tell you, buckle up your seatbelts. It's finna get crazy. Let's share the show. I got some topics that I might need to talk to somebody else about. So it's okay to do me a favor. Tell a friend, tell another friend, text, tag, tell somebody. If you're on YouTube, hit thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, hit like and share. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I talked a lot about high school basketball yesterday, and you know, and Jimmy came in. I hope he come in a lot early because I don't like to be redundant on it and talk that much. You know, life is more than high school basketball. Cause it's more, but it's fun. Seeing the people excited about the new season that is upon us, and I'm. Shout out to these guys, but guess what, y'all? Y'all, you know, we can go in these schools now and do all of this, y'all. But 63 years ago, just 63 years ago, today, 6-year-old. Let me find her. Hold on, cause I know y'all just love y'all sports. But 63 years ago. 6-year-old Ruby Bridges integrated William France Elementary School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Many, including white moderates, believed that she was out of order. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Ruby Bridges, and your family for being out of order. Let me tell you something. I love for you to say I'm being out of order. That means you're doing something right. If everybody agreeing with your butt, that's what I tell y'all. I don't want you to agree with me. I ain't trying to be no debate show, but I don't want you to agree. If you don't agree, don't agree. But in case you didn't know, 63 years ago today, these schools y'all walking in right now, your black ass couldn't go in them. These schools y'all going to now, your kids going to, you couldn't go in them. So that's why I'm telling you need to share this show, because some young kid need to know that 63 years ago, 6-year-old Ruby Bridges integrated William France Elementary School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Just 63. Some of them same old people are still living, y'all, including many white moderates that believed that she was out of order. A 6-year-old baby. Again, thank you, Ruby Bridges. Thank you for you and your family for being out of order. Hey, let's be out of order, y'all. Let's be out of order. But shout out to, hold on, I ain't said nothing to my starting five yet. Y'all already know I don't play. You know, y'all run up in these same schools 63 years ago, your little black butt couldn't go into them. But let me shout out to my starting five on the YouTube. I need all them boys, but them YouTube, they ain't got all them thumbs up in there. Rod Wells of the Panther Network. Who else we got? Jeremy Davis. We got Corey Willis. We got Darryl Barnes in the building over there on YouTube. Eric Boone, we'll throw him in there too because he out there doing his little thing. I know what he's doing. I ain't telling y'all what he's doing. He having a good time and he working at the same time. But on Facebook, you know you got my favorite girl in the world. We got Minnie Collins. We got who else? We got Chris Charles. We got Daryl Anderson. We got Monte Cora and Belena Jonikin, my other favorite girl in the world. All of them in the building right now. Oh, it's finna be good. He said he read about Reggie Channing and the circumstances around his death. We need to talk more to these kids about taking pills and drugs. Have no clue what's in them. Absolutely. Yes. What's up? Robert Young is in the building. But y'all, let me tell you something, y'all. And I got to explain it. I want y'all gonna be my bearers of this news. Because my man Stephen Curry seemed like he got a little, he was tired of being asked this same stupid ass question. Y'all, I'm part of the, I guess the media now. But if you ask any kid, I tried to ask questions about the game, about their life, and about something positive. I ain't trying to trip you up. So mamas and daddies, if Robert had an interviewing your kid, I ain't trying to get him to say nothing ignorant and crazy like some of these people are. I'm here to protect him. And I was just watching, because tonight we got the NBA in-season doubleheader tonight. And some people still don't know what it is. Some of the players talking about they don't know what it is. You got Wemby going against Chet tonight. And then later the Claw and the Joker are coming. It's pretty straightforward, y'all. But Stephen Curry had a simple explanation. Just in case I explain it to y'all. Share the show because some of your friends don't know. I'm going to share it to you again. Because I just want you to get it. Let's see. Did I put it up there? I know. This is what the NC. Steph did it good for me. Steph's going to help me. But good morning, everybody. But watch this. Just
have the guys figured out the format, or is there still a little bit of confusion about how to advance?
That's what I'm talking about. Did y'all hear that? This dude got a job. Look how Stefan looking. Look how Stefan looking. I said Stefan. Look how Stefan is looking, man. Like, man, what are you talking about? Watch him, y'all. Let me hit the button first. Go.
Have the guys figured out the format, or is there still a little bit of confusion about how to advance?
If you just take the time to read the situation, it's pretty straightforward. I love the commentary around nobody knows what's going on, but if you actually just take a second, take a deep breath, and understand there are 6 groups, and whoever has the best record out of the 6 groups and 2 wild cards, go, and then you play a bracket from there and try to get to Vegas, the Final Four, play 2 games. Championship is an extra game, but there's monetary stakes on the line, and then everybody else who doesn't make the bracket gets regular season games made up. Pretty simple.
Have the guys figured out the format?
Did y'all get that? Or should I play it again? So everybody, Chop Shop Land got that, right? And anything you want me to help. Y'all, I think is a great thing because it's got us talking about games in February. I mean, in November. Y'all remember because on Tuesday, they didn't have it last Tuesday because of voting. Nobody played. But every Tuesday and every Friday, they're going to be an NC gameplay until the round robin is go. You know what? I think it's 5 teams in each pool, so I guess they play 4 games. So I'm just trying to get, is anybody don't understand that now? Because I want our people to understand it so we can explain to people, so we can be the beacons of this news. Y'all, I'm going to show y'all. Let me show you something. Netflix is already talking about wanting to buy the rights to the in-season tournament for next year and the subsequent year. It's going to be a thing. So I just rather for us to go and just understand what's going on. y'all got to realize when nobody paying no attention to these games in January, in February. Y'all still watching football. Y'all still see what they doing is saying, wait a minute, we got something going on during football season. Because usually, what y'all be saying, Robert, the season don't start until Christmas Day. That's when we all, but they trying to get your eyeballs in November. This what it is. They done spent a lot of money. The courts are hard to watch. They ain't hard to watch. I mean, not to me. They ain't hard to watch. But guess what? They got you talk. See, think about it. He said the courts are hard to watch. Look, but they got him mentioning the courts. So if he mentioned in the courts, you mentioned it in season tournament. Chad, that's what they want you to be hard to watch. Because now you talking about it. Bingo! Hold up, Chad. This for you. Adam Silver. This is what Adam Silver telling you right now. Thank you, Chad. Chad. That's what they talking about. It's tonight, Wemby versus Chet. He talking about, I know, bro. Yeah. What's up, Mike Davis? Mike, I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited about, I don't be thinking about no court. You guess what? I wasn't thinking about the court that was the regular court. I look at the players, man. I ain't looked at no court. They might be a little, but guess what, though? I think they're gonna adjust the courts. See, you got to realize, y'all, last year, I mean, they just started this. The courts just started they started this thinking about this thing in April. The courts thing just got settled in August, right? So let me tell you something. Next year, each team gonna have their own court. They're gonna have their own identity. This year it was like a what y'all call it? A template. And everybody, they got their landing strip in the middle. If you notice a landing strip, a little strip in the middle, they call that the airplane runway because everybody trying to get on the runway to go to Vegas. That's what that's symbolic of. It's got the trophy. It's got the team. It's the city edition. You adopt from the city edition uniforms. That's what's on the court. So next year, each court, from what I hear, if each team gonna just adopt a different kind of thing. Adam Silver just didn't want nobody to put up there Group A, Group B on the damn court. Come on, y'all. He wanted to be able to differentiate. I can't even say the word. To show a difference between regular season and if you don't do that, then you think this is a regular season game. But on Tuesday nights, y'all, the only games will be played is in-season tournament games. On Friday night, only games will be played is in-season tournament games until those games are being y'all got to understand, it's going to be over soon. December, it's going to be over. Early December. Then right after that, they're going to crown that champion. And then guess what's going to happen? A few weeks later, you're going to have the Christmas Day games. And then next thing you know, we into the new year. That's what he trying to do. Y'all, that's all. And see, Paul said he liked it. It identifies the curse. See, Paul liked the course. Some people don't like him. Some people don't like him. I like that. Chad don't like him. Some people don't like him. It don't bother me. It don't bother me. But I like that. I like that Chad don't like him. But Chad, I was thinking about Wemby last night. Yeah, I was just thinking about Wemby. And I was thinking about Wemby, him and Chet playing against each other because they're going to be pitted against each other. But can y'all imagine, because I know y'all travel abroad, but can y'all imagine being 19 years old? And it's your first time really being in the United States a lot. And you get to visit a lot of these arenas you visiting for the first time. You ain't been to Milwaukee ever in your damn life. You ain't been to a lot of these cities never in your life. And you going to all the y'all got to remember he's from France, right? So I saw that, man, and it was unique. I was just thinking about him and his family. Then I'm thinking about y'all. Remember, I asked y'all a question, and some of y'all couldn't answer it. Some of y'all were scared to answer. Y'all thought it was a trick question because I said, "How do you stop the pick and roll of Giannis and Damian Lillard?" I just found out. Damian Lillard this season is shooting 30, from 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 all over field goals and 29% from three. Let me repeat that. Damian Lillard, this how to stop them. Damian Lillard is shooting 37% from the field and 26%, 0.9, I give him the 0.9 from 3-point. That's high. Because I was wondering how they were going to stop it. He got a losing record because of the way he shooting the basketball. So yesterday, did I finish everything I had to talk to y'all about yesterday? I saw something, man. I saw something. I want to share this with y'all. Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State. Who you got tonight? Duke and Kentucky. I got Duke, Michigan State, and Kansas. I got Kansas. I think some on there. I got to talk about that tonight too. I got to talk. But I saw some, y'all. Let me share this with y'all. Can I share some? Because we talked about a lot of sports yesterday, but our kids here. He talked about in the beginning? Reggie Chaney. It's reportedly was taking pills. Don't know what in these pills. What do you mean? I don't like those teams. What the hell is this dude talking about? Kevin Freeman. Let me speak for myself, man. The hell I can't like Duke and Kentucky and Michigan State and Kansas. Them blue bloods. What are you talking about? Speak for yourself, sir. Speak for yourself. Duke. I've been in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Going there this year. Been to control. Yeah. No, just speak for yourself, man. No. I like them. Them blue bloods right there. How the hell you like basketball, you don't like blue bloods. Man, some people just sit there. Just be quiet sometimes, y'all. But recently, this guy, he said I was on a campus where an elementary student ran out of class, throwing a tantrum on the floor. Right? He said, I saw him in the hallway and I asked him, why was he upset? The young man replied, the teacher is making me work on stuff that I can't do. I asked him, why was it that he couldn't do the assignment? He said, the young man shared that because of his behavior, he missed significant class time in preschool, which resulted in him not being able to spell or read, which prompted his outburst. Looking into his eyes, I saw my sons, the writer said, but really I saw myself. I was a student with an IEP, a speech impediment, diagnosed with ADHD, with reading comprehension challenges. And this is an educator that's telling this story. He said, I asked the young man if I could help him read and complete his assignments. He again said, I can't read. He said, I quickly interjected, yet. He said, we both enjoyed reading passages from the Sea Otter and her pup. Y'all, we got to break that cycle. We got to be the change. While the teachers was throwing a young kid out of class, we had a young brother come up and say, hey, you can't read yet. Let's do this. And we can't continue, y'all, watching from the sidelines. We must continue tackling with action on the field with our key players, one play at a time. Man, I think it was a great story. Behaviors always a signal that a child needs to are not being met. All you educators out there, I hope y'all ain't turning me off. And I hope y'all ain't being these, I hope y'all can be the change. But I'm talking to y'all. Behavior is always a signal that a child's needs are not being met. This is an awesome example that we must do more than discipline. We must listen and teach. Whenever a child is allowed to move ahead without having learned, we have set them up for poor outcomes and misbehaviors. I meant to share that with y'all yesterday, but I got sidetracked. I see so much of this, and then we go, man, that dude, man, these kids off the chain. Because ain't nobody stepping up. Ain't nobody stopping them. Ain't nobody, y'all, they so combative. Well, they go so combative. You're supposed to be the adult. You got to figure out a way. It's more than one way to tell them, and there's more than one way to get them to do something. That's what that guy did. He said, you can't read yet. See, we so busy kissing these boys behind that's playing basketball. Oh, you run into them. You know, I'm watching people after the game's being played. They run into these little boys, like running to them to get a picture. I say, God, what part of the game is this? And then you're wondering, why? We won. Share this show. I told y'all need to share this show. There's some people need to hear this right now. Tell a friend, text, tag, and tell somebody. I know I just told you a story you probably never heard of. But I'm watching. And I'm watching the different biases. I didn't want to get into this, but I'm coming back in. Some of the tweets I was reading just was different than what was out there. Chad? They out here putting sugar on SHIT. Sometimes I be wondering, what are you talking about? The game that's being played now, or are you talking about the potential? Because this game, this dude didn't play that well. See, evidently, people are writing so these kids can, tweeting so these kids can get exposure. But I tried to explain to them, I don't mind you putting the kids' scores. If this kids score it, they score it. It's hard to score 40 points in a game. Put it up there. It's hard for anybody. I don't care how many. But I'm going to come back later. I want to watch the game film. If I see 38 points of them all layups and snowbirds, can't play for me. Y'all got to consider. Put yourself. Chad, hold on, let me go. Let me go. Let me make this personal. Chad, because y'all don't, Greg Morris, Paul Miranda, let me keep going. Mike Smith, Sonia Billingsley, Robert Young. Let's pretend all of y'all coaches. Y'all, this is your way, how you make your living. You coach in Memphis. Y'all coach in my school. Eric Boone, Belinda, you the assistant coach in Memphis. Lady Barron, you the assistant coach in Memphis. Your husband and your wife depend on this check. Your wife like this lifestyle. Your husband like this lifestyle. When I bring a dude on this campus, he can directly influence my job. Kevin Jones. See, y'all don't understand. And maybe I got to keep explaining it. I've lived this. Bill Courtney, one of the greatest coaches I ever met in my life, coached my son in college. He did everything he said he was going to do. That's all you can ask from anybody. My son's in his junior year, going to his senior year. One of his teammates was dating his girl. And the girl said he raped her. It ain't saying in the newspaper that that was his girlfriend. And later on, she was lying and the boy got exonerated. But Coach Courtney got fired because of that. Cornell has never fired a coach in his history. But they fired a black man because he recruited a young man to come up to that college and get entangled with this girl. Something happened, but he wasn't raped. But that man lost his job. So when y'all out here talking about my kid been slept on, my kid, you better make sure your kid's character is right. Because Kevin Faber could lose his job. Belinda Jonathan could use their job if you bring the wrong person on the campus, like they did in New Mexico. That man wasn't on the job but a year. But he brought I guess he inherited some of them guys, right, that was already on the team. They was raping the boys on the team. Then they said, we ain't just gonna rape the boys on the team. We finna go and rape some of the girls too. So we gonna rape everybody on the damn campus. We got a rape ring, and I carry a pistol. We got a rape ring going on the campus. So that coach get fired. So then I heard a story about a ref, just ref the game. And he said the kid didn't do nothing in this game. But certain people were running up to the kid after the game. You know, taking a picture of him. The ref said, man, what they coming up to him for? He didn't do nothing. What are we doing? What? What are we doing? Listen to me. Parents, I see y'all quiet. Ain't nobody said nothing. Wow. See, when I personalize it, it's a lot different, ain't it? Just sitting here thinking about something. Just sitting there thinking about it. We had a guy on here yesterday. He had his mind already made up. He had his own narrative already made up. Nothing. See, and I respect that. But nothing, we can give him all the facts and he still sit there and was talking about a same game that I was at. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm finna help you out. Two people, hold up. Chad, Kevin Freeman. I'm calling everybody the name I see. Gregory Morris, Paul Miranda, Barry McDonald, keep going, Michael Davis, Sonia Billings. All of us can come in the game and watch the same game. And all of us gonna come out with a different opinion about the game. That's why I say I respect it. But when I come back and just give you facts after facts after facts, and you gonna tell me this dude didn't want the basketball, he was fouling, he wasn't wanting the ball, and then come back and say, well, maybe he didn't get, man, just come on, man, stick to your guns. I just come back and say, well, man, I spoke out wrong. Gonna tell a kid get 4 fouls in the first half. I ain't never heard no crap like that in my life. I ain't never seen no stuff like that. Shit, they didn't even do my son like that. And that ref came to the game. And y'all, you see, what killed me, y'all think these refs are above reproach. Dude, they everyday dudes just like y'all are. They just put on a damn striped ass shirt. They human, they got biases. Yes, they do. If I call the game, I'm gonna have biases. I'm human. But I'm smart enough not to call 3-4 fouls in the first half on one of the best players that everybody came to see. What's wrong, man? So that make me, what's wrong? You remember a long time ago, I said, y'all, we need to let this whole summer basketball stuff burn down and build it back up. No, Robert, what are our kids gonna do? Them college coaches, they make $1 million a year. They gonna come and recruit your kid right out of high school. They don't care. They come and get your kid. That's their job. Y'all thing is, a lot of y'all are the reason this basketball community is messed up. Lying and conniving and then these parents be trying to be transparent. I said, hey, how the hell, listen to me. You can't go out here and fight no hyena barefoot or barehanded. He fights all the time. You are no match for these college coaches, mamas. You are no match for them, mamas. These dudes are trained to manipulate the system. But we got people that paint the narratives around the city about who ain't this and who ain't this and who ain't this. That's why I don't agree with none of their ass. I want to see the kid for myself, because every time y'all tell me something, I don't believe none of them. Let me go see the boy play myself. I was at the game, Paul Miranda, and I'm smart enough to know that he wasn't fouling. You probably one of them ones that'll call all them ignorant ass fouls on them kids. You probably one. I believe you would. But what's up, Jimbo? You're here a little bit early on me today. Good job. Because I was getting there. But Jimmy, I just saw this weekend. Had friends of mine at other places, there was other events going on in the city. And he was he asked me a question, Rob. He asked me a question. He said, Rob, some of these tweets ain't matching up to what's going on. But guess what? I said, shit, I'm over here at Jimmy's event, and I'm saying the same thing. I'm sitting there saying, can't nobody say, I didn't sit there and watch everybody's son who played this weekend. Y'all ain't no excuses no more. See, I used to have to depend on people. You tell me, no, sir. I ain't never, Jimmy know it. I ain't never sat in no damn gym that long in my entire damn life to see nobody but my son. But I sit there for, how many games was it? 12 games. And I saw little Johnny. And I saw some of the tweets. It just wasn't matching up. Y'all, and parents out here, I want to hear y'all. I told y'all something yesterday. And parents, I want you to get this one. I want you to get it to your boys. I know it's hard. I know it. I like when they talk about my son. I love it. I love it. Oh, then I can go brag when they talk about my son. But mamas and daddies and the famous words of Maya Angelou. She said, I'll never forget it, y'all. This is why I don't care. I don't care if nobody say I'm great. I know who I am, right? I never forget it. She said, Jimmy the reporter said, how do you handle all the adulation and the acclaim that comes with your career? She said, it's really quite simple. I don't pick it up, then I don't have to put it down. Then the reporter said, what do you mean? Because he didn't know what she meant. She responded. She said, young players in this city, mamas and daddies, if you don't pick up the praises of people, then you don't have to put them down, the criticisms. See, what is y'all problem is, oh, he writing about my baby. Oh. Y'all loving it too damn much. So when they say something, you have the same reaction because you're human. I can't believe that. Have the nerve to talk about, hold on, Jimmy, now. Have the nerve to talk about children. Not when he was talking good about little Johnny. Oh, I love him. I love him, y'all. Y'all got to understand. I've been guilty of it. Jimmy, I never forget, Jimmy called me one time.
Like and repost.
Jimmy, no, Jimmy. You know, when certain people used to say something good about this certain player, you know, that I used to love, everybody talk about I used to love so much, and then if somebody else don't rank him right, what I said? Man, forget that. I'm telling the human beings, listen, mama, hey, mamas, I know how y'all feel, but guess what? But I didn't know I didn't hear Maya Angelou to this year. I didn't get this from her. She had just get this interview. When I got this, now, I don't care what nobody say about me, a player, or nothing. Because what? I don't pick up their praises anymore. I don't care about their praises no more. If you know who you are, you ain't got to worry about them, worry about what these people talking about. You can't worry about it. But Jimmy, I had to share that with you, man. I had to share that with you. That's all. What's going on, man?
Well, I like the topic, so we can do a deep dive into this topic. You just mentioned the topic is. Matter of fact, you can type and let it scroll across the bottom for them. Topic while I'm talking. That way you got time. Topic. Okay. Semicolon.
Okay.
Why are so many tweets not reflective of what others are seeing at the same game?
You got to repeat that. Why are so many tweets
not reflecting what others are witnessing or seeing at the same game? That way they can just scroll across like ESPN took at the bottom. We're going to scroll that across. That way people can come in and they can get some of this. Meanwhile, we're going to ask you guys, share the show, if you will. Share the show.
You got to hit me one more time because I want to put it in your word because I don't want to put it in my word. Why are so many tweets
not reflecting what others are seeing at the same games. And this is a good topic. And it's not, a full disclaimer. This is not no attack. This conversation as well, whatever road we turn, you guys may understand these conversations on the Chop Shop are not pre-rehearsed. There's no pre-show production meeting whatsoever. Hell, we didn't even have those at the radio station. We might have we might have two production meetings.
I don't remember.
No, one time we started at 102.5, and one time we started at 101.
Oh, just at one time.
on the FM dial. I mean, seriously, we didn't, and of course we had about before you came on with Chris Walker, who was on the AM dial. We probably had about maybe 4 of those, but it was more than just the Chop Shop. It was kind of just trying to cross. They were making an effort to try to cross network a lot of the shows and try to, because the Chop Shop were the most listened to. They wanted to help boost some of the other guys, and so we had talks with them. But back to this, I'm giving you time. There we go. And so now, this is Paul Miranda say this is an easy one. He says some of the tweet guys have to get those parents to support them. That's why that happens. And I'm inviting you guys to be as honest as possible with your answers so that other people can understand why some people may do what they do. And this is all, I see you. What's good, Coach Favre? I'm glad you guys made it back to Atlanta safely after the Texas two-step this past weekend. Thank you guys for coming. And so, Paul Miranda, we can talk about Duncanville shortly, but I want to get this conversation up in the air first. Then we'll move on as it floats. Here we go. Doug Jones says it sucks because people like me travel an hour and a half to give accurate reports. Robert Miller say on the topic, controversy sells. And I'm reading some of these.
I don't think it's controversy though, Mr. Miller. I'm trying to help you. All I'm saying is, Robert Miller, let me give you an example. I've been in a game. I was at some games this weekend. And people were tweeting stuff out that was at the game. Hold up, Jimmy. I'm gonna give him a plug. I'm gonna give him a shot. Maybe they wasn't looking at the game the way I look at it. And Jimmy, because I know people don't look at the game the way I look at it. But let me tell you something I did yesterday on your day. I had my partners who come to. I think he come to your event every year now, right? Mm-hmm. So they always use me as a hatter. Who I need to look at. You know what I'm saying? Who I need to look at. But guess what I did today? Guess what I did this weekend, Jim? I said, I ain't telling you nothing. You tell me who you think is the one. And I'll let you know, is that the one that you're supposed to be looking at? That's why I said, I want to see what you said. Because you don't see, Jimmy, these guys got hooked on high school basketball. All of us used to come to the game a long time ago, watch Lil Rob. So they've been hooked ever since then. So they don't miss your event. They don't call me asking me for no hookups. They don't call me asking for nothing. They just pay. They come in and buy popcorn. They come do everything in the joint and just sit behind me. But I got them this time, Jimmy. And guess what? And they were spot on most of the games and telling me they knew that Caden Edwards was a dude. They knew that Michael Collins was a dude. They knew that one of the guys said, this guy here, do he play this way all the time? Talking about Caden Tate. Caden Tate, I said, every time he get it up under the basket, it's a score. The guy said, oh, he did it again. Oh, he was 7 for 7, by the way, Jimmy, up under the basket. Jimmy, I said, every time he get it, he said, I cannot believe you do. He said, every time he get the ball, he scores up under the basket. I think so, Jimmy, we went through the whole, so those guys were pure. They didn't have nobody. They didn't have no biases. Because I didn't give them none. Because if I had told them, Jimmy, if I would have said this guy,
you swaying the witness.
I would have swayed the witness. I didn't tell them nothing. They just come on. Didn't get what they said. I should have known, number 5, because he came over there and spoke to you. I said, that's the first time I ever met Caden Tate in my life. But that young man was smart enough to come over there and shake my hand. He my dude forever. Jimmy, you know how you said when the young kids come over there and treat you? He my dude forever.
And their parents don't understand why. And you think about it, and that comes. See, that part there comes from home directly, because it can be habitual. It's not just why you didn't speak to me. You ain't speaking. Here's the thing: if a kid goes over the press row and speak to one person, that means, and you walk by others to speak to one, that means you ignored the other ones, or maybe you didn't see them, but you knew they were there. You can't say you didn't do the course of a game. You didn't know that those guys were sitting on press row. So a lot of kids, the smart ones, the solution to that is explain to your kids when they go, if there's a press row, you go and you wave to all of them. And there ain't nothing wrong with giving a little extra dap to the one that you were actually going to speak to. Nothing wrong with that. But don't ignore the others, because now it looks like something that it may not even be.
Jimmy, that's an interesting thing. And something like that happened this weekend, Jimmy, too. Yeah. Wow. But keep going.
I'm giving you grown folk who have influence over kids. Explain to them. See, the kids are thrust indirectly into this quicksand of grassroots basketball coverage, and which has been revolutionized 2 times over during the past 2 decades. So if you thrust them into this, you must equip them with as much intel and understanding as possible, because you have a kid going up against a grown kid versus grown person. And in many cases, the grown person, just because they turn around and look at the kid as little bro, little my little partner, my homeboy. So then that made the kid don't know when to turn that off whenever it gets serious from one point to the next. Let them understand these. I say it all the time. Many of you don't know your kids like you think you do if you think that they can't understand human behavior patterns. And a lot of reasons why a lot of these kids are scowled so much at some grown folk is because they've been led to believe that those grown folk don't mean good for them, or may be against them. And that may or may not be true. In most cases, it's not true. Because just because a person ain't going overboard to be your friend, that ain't there. They're not paid to be. Many people that in this business aren't paid to be your friend. That's a choice that they're making, which sometimes compromises their productivity in the workplace, because then they trap themselves into a corner. And you've going and reason I'm saying it like this is because parents, you guys have no idea when you see a lot of the guys over at the tables, over leaning on the wall on the baseline, and they're having conversations. Let me tell you something. You have no idea some of the stuff that's exchanged in those conversations. Basically, I tell you in a nutshell, when you see those conversations in the game going on, they basically talking about somebody's kid, and somebody's proving to the other one that they were wrong and that they were right about what they said before the game happened. And the other ones may be reminding them, look, I told you, he up in his ass right now. And those are what's going on, what you see basically. When you see them talking, those are what's going on. If you didn't know, go try to walk by him, and I bet my right pocket, half of them will stop talking. If you think I'm joking, I say it again. Walk towards the crowd that's talking and watch the conversation mute itself. I'm giving you free game on the Chop Shop. So now the topic, why are so many tweets not reflecting what others are seeing at the same games? And I'll read a couple more quotes. And Sterling Creek says some tweets should be simple box scores. That way is all game facts versus opinions. Well, you can't tell a person what to do and what not to do. These are grown folk. But that's why I asked, why do you guys think that? Yeah, and if more people would stick to factuals, for example, I get you, and I'm not against that, Sterling, and that is when that was a while back. We was at a game about maybe 6 years ago, and the guy tweeted out that a kid hit 2 buckets, and he tweeted out this dude was cooking. Game was at High Tower High School one night. So
he was willing his team back to a win,
right? And the kid might have finished with about maybe 7-8 points the whole game.
That's it.
And he had a series where he had 2 buckets and he was cooking. And if you add he's cooking, then put a fact with it and say he has 4 points right now midway through the second quarter. So now you're putting a fact with your opinion. I think if more you guys out there, and this is geared toward the guys in amateur media. And here's a guy that's understand something. Here's a guy that's been there and done that. And I'm one of the very few that's been inducted into a Hall of Fame in their respective state, primarily for covering high school basketball. Do you guys understand that? So coming from this person, that's like when I watch Shannon Sharp and he get to talk. Sometimes you get him on the rope and he get to reminding folks and let them know, man, you know what I did. So I'm telling you guys, start putting more facts with your tweets. Mix them together. I'm not telling you, I'm trying to mute you and tell you what to say, but insert more facts in there. And then that way you won't be so targeted and won't be so antagonized because people watch you. And it's easy for other parents to say, well, that parent must be subscribing or that parent must be buying a service. And yes, these the videographers that you see on the courts, yes, most of them are for hire, meaning that you put an order in and you tell them your son or daughter is playing at a particular game or a particular event, and they will go and get game footage of them. That means you're paying. That means you're for hire. So you're supposed to expect. Now, here's the thing. When the videographers go and start expressing their opinion, remember, that's like when you watch the news or you watch First Take. How many of you guys know the name of the cameraman on First Take? How many of you guys know the name of the cameraman on Undisputed? Camera guys are out of the way. They have a purpose. They're providing direct footage to the constituents, to the viewers. You don't know the names of the camera guys. Only people know their name. You know the only people know their name, Adam? Is they kinfolk. and they friends and family is the only one knowing their name over there. When I go over to Fox 26 or Isaiah from the Fact Uncensored, guys, many people that's on there, 99% don't know the camera guy's name. That camera guy is there every night. Nobody don't know his name. He gonna give you a little small bottle of water if you need, and tell you where to sit at, and they gonna escort you in, whatever. You don't know his name unless you go the extra mile to go and get it. So my point is, if more videographers would go, if you don't want that smoke, stay the hell out of that kitchen. Provide your content, put facts with small opinions, and you go a long way in that. Otherwise, they're going to lump you guys in with the rest of the people, and that's the thing. So uh, uh,
That's good.
I'm reading some more, and Trey Phillips say you're not in meditation, but only tweet the scores after each quarter. He said he's not in meditation, but he only tweet the scores at each quarter. Doug says my tweet during the games are only the end of the period scores and finals. I throw a note in there sometimes. Put more facts in there, Doug. Put more facts in there. So and so has 3 fouls right now in the first quarter. That way, now when you do give your opinion, you're basing it on the fact. And that's the thing that we're missing out, because we're people trying to make their opinion become fact. The fact can lead to it can invite your opinion. But the opinion, if you got to find yourself correcting each opinion with a fact, then come on, man. That's tiresome right there. That's a hell of a task that you're taking up. So that's the thing on that. So as we get ready to move, of course, speaking on the events, told you guys I would share some special intel with you guys from the season opener this past weekend. I just acknowledge a couple of guys from the leaderboards. By the way, the box scores from every single game are now posted on rcsports.com. So if you want to get your own and view your own copy of the box scores, Friday's box scores on the home page. Now, Saturday's box scores for those 8 games, you have to go into the VIP news. That's rcsports.com. Every box score is sitting right there for you. Click on it. You can open it, print it, keep it for your archives. And that way now you can go along and you can see yourself. The composer of the box scores is of course, XSM Metrics. And that company and the actual person at the scores table is the same person that does Division I basketball games. He does the stats and has done a lot of the stats at more than the one Division I university. At more than one. So he's seasoned at that. And so no stats are going to be 100% accurate. You do understand that. But for the most part, they're about 90 proof, 95 proof with from Ryan. Now, in scoring, of course, we mentioned the young man Chris Jones Jr. yesterday from Pasadena Memorial. That's the little cat number 11 who had the 43 points, 7 of 12 from the three-point land in that loss in the main event. He's an 11th grader. I can't wait to see him in action, or hopefully I get to see him. They winning in action again this weekend in the Pasadena, Texas McDonald's Invitational. Also, he was the high scorer, of course, that 43 at the event of the 12.
And I didn't see not one of them because I left it. He seemed like he hit all of them in the second half. I just didn't remember him. I didn't remember. I'm just saying I didn't remember him.
I'm trying to think how many he had at halftime, and I can tell you at halftime, he was 3 for 5 at halftime. He had 15 points at halftime. So he had 15 of the 29 points. Okay. He was 3 for 5, 6 of 9 from the field at halftime. So
I was disgusted that game. I was disgusted about the officiating.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about it. You don't have to talk about it.
Now on in the same game, ironically, what I do is I go and I acknowledge the top 3 of various categories. That way, so get yourself ready. I want you to share the show right now, because that way, somebody's baby may be mentioned in this conversation. Okay, we mentioned Chris Jones. He's the leading scorer. Everybody only played one game, so when you say leading scorer, don't take it with a grain of salt. It's not like it's average. It's one game. Every team played one game. Clarence Paye. He's a senior at Beaumont United High School. This was the young man who was committed to Louisiana Tech, opened up his recruitment, and on the same weekend that he was taking an official visit to Prairie View, and that's the school that the only Division I school that, from what as of last week, that still had an offer on the table for him. It's expected that he's going to probably end up committing to Prairie View, but he's taking a gamble on himself and trying to boost his stock. And Boyd Clarence Paye did a great job of helping to boost his stock and go in the right direction, or go back into the right direction against who did Beaumont United play?
They played. Oh, they Nimitz.
Played Nimitz in the blowout game over Nimitz. Mm-hmm. So Paye had 31 points in that game. Shout out to him. Chris Adlam is a young man who recently just committed, right, to, I think, A&M Commerce. He's a senior at Houston Christian High School. He was balling. Now, the thing is, of course, Dickinson, they played Dickinson. Houston Christian beat Dickinson High School, and they was a favorite to do so, especially considering that Dickinson's, their primary guard, their main guy, is out until mid to late December. So that meant David Chung is their lead, is their guy now. He steps on up in that role, and him and Xavier, in Montana Wheeler are both 2020 class of 2025. Montana Wheeler had a great game. David Chung had a pretty good game. He was getting the way he wanted to get at times during that game. You can see it. He's a Division I prospect. But Dickinson was not going to. They had nobody to contain Chris Adlam. David Chung was busy enough worried about Montana, but they needed somebody else to contain Chris Adlam. So now Dickinson's football team lost in multiple overtimes this past weekend. So maybe Dickinson always have one or two players tucked away on their football field. And when they put them shoulder pads up, then you'll see a different Dickinson team. Maybe this is the case again this year, and we will see. But shout out to Chris Adler, man. You showed up and showed out 30 points in that win. Think about it. There's some other players a lot of players that stepped up and scored, but we only talking about the top three. So it's going to be for time constraints. In rebounding, Chris McDermott had grabbed the most boards during the 12 games. Chris McDermott had 18 rebounds, 6 offensive boards in his win over Pasadena Memorial. Logan Alexander, he's an unsigned senior, about 6'8", over at Sea King High School. They played a great game that morning. We thought Sea King was going to run away with this game coming into the event. Sebastian Williams Adams say he wasn't having none of that. And then the little kid, the little 12th grader, little Opie hit them three. Little Opie did the shimmy one time. He's I can't think of what his name. Doug put his name out there for me. Little cat number the little kid hit the threes for St. John's. Kept that game interesting. It went down to the last minute, but Sea King pulled off the victory.
You know what I like about Sebastian though? Every time I see him, he's better. Every time I see him, he's better. I can't say that about every player, Jimmy. See, that's what I look for. The last time I saw you doing stuff that the last time I saw him, I thought he was the best thing. See, he hit a whole lot of threes. He hit 6 threes in a game. This time he was just showing how he can handle the ball with guys jumping at his knees and throwing. He had to jump over a few of them little old guys. I mean, this guy, man, he is Barry McDonald. I think you asked me talking about. I ain't saying he no pro, because I don't like to say that. But what's that favorite Jimmy? He gonna have an opportunity. USA basketball, he gonna have an opportunity. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause Jimmy, I watch that pro stuff, Jimmy. Cause Jimmy, when I look at this free agent list and I see these guys in the G League, Jimmy, there's a lot of dudes ain't making it to the big show. But Sebastian, man, is unbelievable. He said a young guy's name, Danielle Powers, I guess. The little Opie.
Danielle Powers. That's it. He had 4 for 5 from 3-point land. Number 23. He's a senior for St. John's. But also, speaking of Sebastian, in that game, he had 22 points. The 11th grade. He's the area's number 1 ranked junior And remember that class of 2025, you guys know that. Remember, we've been
That's
banging
that class you talked about a couple years ago.
It's that class, and I'm telling you right now, tomorrow we'll go through that class, and I'll explain to you guys how a lot of those guys are faring. And remember, this is a class that was a kid that was ranked number 1 in 9th grade, hadn't even played since the 9th grade. Think about that. That's Bryce Jackson. Bryce Jackson was number 1 in this class. He hadn't played a high school basketball game since the end of the 9th grade season. And he's part of that class as well. Boy, I hope this young fellow, when he get, of course, he's going to only, how long is he out for, Al?
I don't know, but Michael Jordan, if you go back, do me a favor, Michael Jordan, go back yesterday and look at the show again. And before you put this, you tweet, well, we'll put it up there again, but go by the show. I talked about Caden Tate today, yesterday, and I'm gonna put that up on the board again. All right. So now let's keep. So go back and go back. Hold on, no. Go back and watch this show of Michael Jordan from yesterday. I talked about Caden Tate for about 30 minutes. Then I mentioned him this morning when Jimmy was coming on the show. So that's all. But let's get back, Jimmy.
So I go through these. What I'll go through and proceed through acknowledging the top 3 performers from in various categories from the season opener. We on the rebounding. Of course, Chris McDermott, if you missed it, he had 18 boards in his win. God. Logan Alexander had 15 rebounds in their win. Clarence Paye, we mentioned him a while ago. He was number 2 in scoring with 31 points, but he also grabbed 14 rebounds in that win. 31 and 14 for an unsigned senior. The area's, I think, second ranked unsigned senior in the area. Chris McDermott, with all due respect, is the first. So that means unsigned seniors, just based on this small sample size of results, facts, stats that I'm giving you guys, it's safe to say that the area's top unsigned seniors, 3 of the top ones came up and performed better than good on.
So what does that do for them 3 guys?
Well, it starts them in the right direction because obviously all of them at one time, don't get it twisted, 2 of the 3 have Division I offers on the table right now. Chris McDermott does, Clarence Paye does. Okay. So, but don't get, it's a reason that many, when they have offers and don't sign, they're doing what I call taking a gamble on themselves. They're shooting the dice, betting on themselves. Shooting the dice, why? Because a kid can suffer an injury at any given moment. And guess what? That injury, depending on what it is, it could table them for an extended period of time. And it could make some schools cool off on them. Now, a kid like Logan Alexander, I know Grambling was in there earlier this fall, came to see and check him out, and they left, didn't bite on him, didn't bring him in for official visit, but he's 6'8", 6'9". He's a long drink of water, and he's a guy that he has small feet, but he doesn't fall down a lot.
Now, who he play for?
C. King. He's the tallest player.
Oh, slim. That's it. Yeah. Oh, I like him.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, he can block shots. He's coordinated. He has good hands.
Get quick twitch muscles. He get up real quick and in the rim and dunk that thing real quick. Yeah.
So Logan Alexander, once again, 15 rebounds. And you think about it. Here's the deal. Remember, I tell you guys, this is the new thing that I give you guys. Please remember this right here. And when you're doing something, when you're in your productivity, in your games, people like myself, not everybody is going to be as strict as I am. Understand, certain teachers are going to let you go. But I totally take into account who's on the other end of the court. I totally take it into account. It doesn't discount what you do, but it can help. It can help bold it. Like if you're typing and you bold a word versus leave it regular font, it can bold something, make a bolding impression of what you do. For example, Logan Alexander was opposite Sebastian Williams Adams, who's a high major Division I prospect. Whether they guarded each other or not, he was on the other end of the court. He was opposite him. That means at some point in time, both of them exchanged sweat. You follow me?
But it was hard, Jimmy, because of the style of play of C. King, all that oppressing stuff. So it was hard. They never really get a chance.
I didn't say they go. I said one point in time during that game, they had to rub arms during getting the rebound.
Yeah, they might have.
There. So that means, we weren't talking about a big guy on one end and a point guard on the other end. Mm-hmm. We're talking about two guys that so here's the deal. Logan can take that film. Right? He could take that film and says and use that and say, look, it's me versus Sebastian Williams. Y'all wasn't guarding each other the whole game. But guess what? It can help you. Now, meanwhile, as Seed King proceeds on, guess who Seed King has next week? Huh?
Who Seed King has next week?
On Wednesday. On Wednesday. See, that's another midterm exam for Logan Alexander.
Man, I can't see, man. I had to put on my glass. I can't see.
Okay, look here. I'm gonna put it a little closer. Look at that 5 o'clock game.
5 o'clock game. Oh, they playing against Washington.
They playing. He gets Chris McDermott. You see? So
Chris McDermott is like a Fortune 500 company, man. He always show up.
But if you can pull down 14, 15 rebounds against Chris McDermott, then guess what? Then it helps to change things. Now you can go to that college coach and say, Coach, we just grabbed 15 opposite a top 50 player in the country. So
he had 15. He had 15 rebounds against.
Yeah.
Other than that, okay. I didn't pay that no attention.
Yeah, he had 15 rebounds and also 12 points and 5 blocks. Mm-hmm. It's a good day at the office.
Good day at the office. That's good.
Yeah, it didn't take the 9
So
shots.
if he can find some highlights that he did that against Sebastian, then you better send those highlights.
Yeah.
Send that highlight. Don't be sending that whole game.
No. If you find, that's what I'm saying. You get your mixtape. That's what I'm saying. Mixtapes matter. Especially people like me. I'm watching who you are against. For example, there's a video going viral right now of Montverde out of Florida with Cooper Flagg and Liam McNeely and those guys beating the snot out of some team. 100.
Them little boys this damn little.
Do you watch? See, some of y'all may have not even paid attention to the other team. If ever you get a chance to go back and watch that little clip, look at the other team.
Man, that all be saying. They ain't gonna hold up. And they ain't gonna use the narrative. That team could beat some college team. Yeah, that team could beat a conference. Could be a conference. If you man, let me tell you something. There's a narrative going out there. They crazy as hell. Them little bitty boys can't out. Oh my God. But keep on going, man. Somebody got a question for us, Jim. Somebody got a question.
Categories. Field goal percentage. The top 3. Of course, it doesn't, Really, I just go to top 1 because only one guy. This is people that hit every shot they took. And Caden Tate was 7 for 7 in that category. The next closest guy, about 4 guys tied with 3 for 3. 3 for 3, that ain't hard to do. 7 for 7 is impressive. Anything over 5 shots, I don't care if it's 5 layups, it's impressive in the flow of a game. Now, the top 3 assist givers. This is intriguing right here. Yeah. Jamar Franklin from Seed King High School. Mm-hmm. Jamar. He had 13 assists in that win, in the opening win. He's a teammate of the Logan Alexander young man we just talked about earlier. He had 13 assists and 20 points and 8 steals. Hey, man. That's how you ball. That's how you ball. And understand something. The guy on the other end of the understand that word. Sebastian is not the only Division I prospect on his team. You probably, I don't know if you paid attention to that ninth grader, Malachi Booker, for St. John's. And Malachi was number 32. Number 32 for St. John's. The light-skinned cat by 6'4". He had 17 points, 8 rebounds in that loss to Seed King. 17 points for a coming out party and 8 rebounds for a freshman ain't a bad coming out party, especially when there's a Division I prospect on the other end of the floor. And Seed King has more than one Division I prospect. The other one being Christian Thomas. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds in that win.
So who the Division I prospects on Seed King's team?
The kid Christian Thomas, who just moved in from Baltimore. He wore number 22. Light-skinned, strong cat, a little fiery, and of course Logan Alexander, all the Division I prospects.
Okay.
Little Jamar Franklin, he's not a Division I. He's in the 12th grade. We're not going to play around with these kids. He's not a D1 prospect right now. He would love to have a Division I offer and show and prove. He would have to go and take Seed King to state and get it out the mud before the Division I offers flow in for a kid like Franklin. It's just so many guards out there. Then you're going against the portal and you're waiting into the spring. So that's what you're up against. Why it would take nothing but wins, and that way you can sell a coach on you can win with this kid. He has a good basketball resume. He was on that team that DOYA back 3 years ago during COVID when with Clyde Jackson them, the DOYA dead on your ass. Remember, that was the name of the team during the COVID. So, but he's bounced back. He was at St. Thomas High School last year, and now he's over at Seed King. Other than that, free throws. I'm not going to go I can't go 3 deep. Isaiah Santos. He's another freshman.
I liked him.
From Seven Lakes High School.
I liked him.
He went 6 for 6 free throws in your first ever game. Understand something, guys. These kids practice in their high school gyms. In all of the high school gyms, there's a wall behind the goal. It's not easy to hit free throws when there's bleach, when you've been practicing.
Jimmy, free throws ain't the hard part. It's them threes hard in the big arena.
That too. But I'm just saying, depending on the timing of the game, if it's crunch time, if it's But you think about that. You're in a college in an arena with no wall behind one of the goals.
It's a big ass difference. This young man hit 6 for 6, ice in his veins. Young fella Isaiah Santos. Let me tell you something where it gets crazy at kids like him. He showed up and we noticed him at Super 16 extravaganza back in October. That's when we noticed this. Talking about like the community. No, many people may have known him from grassroots basketball. I don't know who he played for in grassroots basketball, but here's how this stuff goes. Let's say if Isaiah Santos was maybe the 4th best player on this grassroots team. I'm just giving an example. You know what happens? There's 3 parents and a grassroots coach saying, man, you liking him. I got 3 that's way better than him. You giving him all the props. It's going to mess up the floor of your team. And you don't realize maybe, just maybe, Isaiah Santos has gotten better since July, which ain't that what shooting machines and developmental guys and personal trainers, ain't that what that's supposed to do? Is get you better from one period to the next? So maybe this kid, no matter what he was, I don't give 2 damns what he was in the summer. Yeah. Whatever he was, he's much better than he did then. I can guarantee you that. Because nobody was chunking his name to me, Ada, saying, this the 9th grader that y'all need to be seeing. Nobody was saying. Now, I do know that he's related to the former Houston Rocket, Nene. Or they say. And Nene's translator, too.
Nene is his translator?
No, I think the kid's dad is Nene's translator, something like that.
Or has a relationship or related to to Nene, who used to play for the Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets and whatnot in the NBA. So now understand, in high school, this young man, Isaiah Santos, has arrived. Also,
yeah, all right. He rough. He rough. I like him. He
yeah,
rough.
yeah. Joseph Brooks from Duncanville High School, he was also 6 for 6. And Jared Harris from Silsbee was 13
For
for
13.
13
Man,
free throws.
man,
Jared Harris knows how to get to that free throw line. He
man.
knows, and I watched the video with Archie. He had mic'd Jared Harris up. He had him mic'd up, and I watched and I listened to the audio, and sometimes you can be sitting close to the court and you can hear stuff but not really paying attention. Jared Harris know that he was basically 3 to 4 starters from Silsbee is on the football team. At least 3. The football team is still active in the playoffs. So Jared came into this game knowing that I'm playing basically a game of tunk without the 8, 9, 10s in my deck. He know that. But it was so much positive construction, I guess so much positive direction that he was giving his teammates during the game, which can go a long way if you're paying attention to kids. He didn't, he tried to win. College Park had a number for them. They were hitting threes on top of threes. College Park was getting it in. They got out there early. Silsbee tried to make a surge and come back. It just was too big of a hole for them to come out of, and College Park won the game. Props to College Park. But Jared Harris, if you were paying attention, you know what? I can't wait till Wednesday, Hatter. Guess who Silsbee plays against?
Who?
Clements with Divine and those guys. That's going to be and remember Silsbee. Clemens has that kid that we both took a liking to, another unsigned senior that's 6 foot. That's what, 6'11". What's the young fella? What's the young fella? I gotta look in my book.
I like what he had the braids. Yeah,
the slit.
I like him. Yeah, I like him.
Clark, Josh Clark.
Yeah.
So that team, so we get to see Josh Clark in that type of setting. Also, steals. We mentioned Jamal Franklin with 8 steals. Cade Dotson also had 8 steals. Elijah Black from Katie Jordan, 7 steals. He was flat, just ripping the little guys from Aldine. They didn't have a chance against Elijah. He did just what he's supposed to do, being a borderline Division I prospect. He did what he was supposed to do against those kids from Aldine. And that's what I look at. You dominate. Put your fingerprints on that game. And of course, Eden Hope did the same thing. They both was no match for them. Katie Jordan will be back next year. This team will be senior heavy next season, and they're going to be in the prime time slot. They will be playing prime time on that Friday night. Charlie Jones already said, because of him and his wife's anniversary, they don't want to move until Saturday. They want that Friday night slot, prime time. You got it. Katie Jordan, it's a matter of who we're going to put you against. It could be Duncanville. Just be careful, depending on how kids prepare. That will be a hell of a matchup coming back next year. Don't get it twisted. And lastly, the 3-pointers made. We had 2 young men that had 7 threes apiece, and we mentioned one earlier. That's Chris Jones. He had 7. Corey Sion from St. Francis he's like maybe the 4th option on that team, maybe 5th option, but he stepped up big and just kept hitting threes for St. Francis in their win over Westfield. Now, of course, Westfield, mind you, was without that their star, their most recruitable player, Jeremiah Cooper. No pass, no play. And, I used to say that all the time publicly and used to actually type on the website. Then this sensitive society came along, man, why you putting it out there? You got to put that. Hold on. Let me tell you something how the rule go. If a player and the game is taking place, and there's a player in uniform on the bench, then it's impossible for him to be no pass, no play. Players, you give yourself away. That's why they say you can't suit out and you can't sit on the bench. So if a game is taking place and the player is not on the bench and he's not in uniform, then chances are that player is no pass, no play. Because if it wasn't, then it would supersede the embarrassment and still come and sit behind the bench in street clothes and root their damn team on. Which I don't understand why more. That should be a mandate from the damn team themselves. You didn't pass. Now come support your homeboys.
He was there.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Jeremiah. I applaud you for being there. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Be there and support your guys then. There you go. I appreciate that. Before I go in too deep, because I want to make sure.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
Jeremiah,
I applaud that. So now go on and take care of your issue in the classroom, young fella, and so that you can proceed and not lose so much momentum, because your schedule is built for you to face several guys, which Westfield, ironically, is playing C. King tonight. That means you'd have been going against Logan Alexander. You missing that game. You missing some chances to move the needle. We have you in the top 10. So now you want to keep that thing momentum, because guess what? I don't know whether you know it or not, a lot of guys in 2025 putting in work in this first week of the season. So that's pretty much it in regarding to the individual, some individual top performers from this past. Oh, block shots. Block shots. Give you another last category. And that is Robert Miller, 6 blocks in 12 minutes. I don't understand what you're saying, guys, but I don't understand what you guys are. I'm going to tell you something. 6 blocks in 12 minutes is unheard of.
But that's why, Jimmy, that's why I say you got to have an agenda against this kid for you to sit up here and talk about what he is and what he ain't. 6 blocks in 12. I didn't know about it. I know the 12. I'm so pissed off about the 12 minutes. I wasn't even thinking about the block.
Man, I go to the game last night, and I had to have court with about 4 Booker T alumni trying to discount the young man. I said, hold on. Yes, Chris McDermott got the better end of that. He outplayed him. Yes, but don't act like you wasn't there and saw how this kid was chasing these fouls all game. First of all, he's frustrated because the teammates, these little ball beaters, don't know how to get him the ball to start the game off. First 3 possessions, they ain't get him the ball. He ain't got no touches.
Right.
So you're frustrated because you know why?
But Jimmy, that's why people always tell me you look at the stat sheet. That ain't gonna show up on the stat sheet, Jimmy. What you just said.
That ain't gonna show up at all. He's frustrated to get it up. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna even say the R word because we talked about that
leave
yesterday.
him alone.
But the kid he's frustrated out the gates for not getting the ball. I know that team. I know for a fact, after speaking with a couple of people, that team practiced on their first couple of possessions. They was going to get the ball into him, and they were going to attempt to get Booker T. Washington in foul trouble. Not only did he not touch the ball, he's frustrated. So if he's frustrated, and everything else went down there. But he still managed to get, and I had to remind the guys
6
last
blocks.
night. I said, did y'all not, of those 6 blocks, Hatter, I know 3 of them was against Chris McDermott.
Yes.
I say
that dude was about to rule that game, man. That dude was about to rule that game. They had to get him out of there.
Did y'all not see him block Chris McDermott's shot? Well, man, it wasn't out there. Yeah, it was. He blocked his shot clean 3 times. He only played 12 minutes. He had 6 blocks. Guess what? My thing is, Chris McDermott is the dude right now at the high school level.
He's the man.
Guess what? But at the same time, that doesn't mean that
Robert Miller the man too, Jimmy. I don't care what nobody says.
On the defensive end, he has a chance. That's why a lot of people got frustrated when they see him drift out to the 3-point line, because they know he led the state of Texas in blocks as a 9th grader.
Jimmy, Paul Miranda, this is the player that you said if you would have called the fouls on. Robert Miller, the one got the 4 fouls in the first half. Robert Miller got the quick first foul. They was just calling foul. Every time the whistle blew, it was on Robert Miller. and the other team, Paul Miranda, did not get a foul called on. It was 31 foul shots to 0. But he come to if he fouled, he's supposed, I'm going to call the foul. So that's who it was. But keep going. A marquee game, and that's what happened. That's what we talking about. You had no context of what we was talking about, Robert, earlier. Yeah, Jimmy, you wasn't on, and Paul Miranda came on there just, how doing the Paul Miranda. But keep going, Jimmy.
Doing the Paul
Doing the Paul Miranda. That's what I call it.
Dance.
Yeah.
But so I understand something, guys. And I said it again yesterday. Understand something, man. If you, as a community, if you don't, here's the thing: you can applaud Chris McDermott.
Yes.
Or you making a choice to shit on Robert Miller.
That's my problem.
It's okay. It's green light. Applaud Chris McDermott.
Chris McDermott, my dude.
You could do that without shitting on the other kid.
Yes.
Because the other kid on the defensive end, he had 6 blocks in 12 minutes. Let me tell you, y'all not understanding.
Jimmy. And one of the blocks, one of the 7 blocks, they called a foul. One of the 6, if we would have had 7, it would have called a foul. But keep going, Jimmy. Keep going. It's funny, man. It's funny.
That's the thing, because what is, and I said it yesterday, and I just tap on this, because I'm not going to say the R word.
No, we don't have to.
This is a young man that I personally conversated with his parent to basically let them know, hey man, you don't have to, you're in the 12th grade, you don't have to go and move and go to a prep school out of town. You don't have to you don't have to. You're gonna you will have signed a Division I letter of intent before your first season, before your first game, regardless of where you go. So going to a new school will prevent you as a parent from spending that senior year with your kid as you envisioned it years ago.
Yeah.
You get to go to that on prom day. You can't tell me every pappy out there ain't sit there and thought about it. Man, what I'm going to get my junior, man, 12th grade, I'm going to have him sharp. I'm going to put him in this car. Whatever. That day, graduation day, you get to how we going to do it. You've envisioned that with this young fella. So he goes and make this decision to stay at Pasadena Memorial.
Absolutely.
So me, for that reason, I'm not going to shit on him. Because I feel obligated to say thank you. Unless, now, understand something. If you go out there shooting, laying goose eggs, which that wasn't a goose egg. That was some stuff that was hindered, and he was hindered greatly. I'm not gonna say the R word or the O word. You know what? But at the same time, unless he goes out there and he's 2 points, 4 points, against some little midgets over and over and over and over again. Now we got to talk. We got to have a conversation.
Oh, and you have to bring that up, because if I'm gonna praise him, I got to bring it up. But that's why I was telling the kids, don't love my praises so much, y'all. Don't pick up these people praises so much. Then you won't have to put down the criticism.
Yeah. So once again, if you love the city and you want more of these kids to stay in the city, just watch some of your venom.
Those people can't help it, man.
And the thing is, I think they could, but a lot of people and some of you guys may just need to stay off internet so much, or stop following so many people that don't get paid for their opinion. That's another thing. So
you bring that up. Yeah.
You're following too many people that don't get paid for their opinion, and you're allowing those opinions to really affect you. That's something, and that's a whole different topic.
Jimmy, I'm glad you said so. Let me see. We got enough time. I want to hit on this. I want to hit on this. I'm glad. I didn't want to hit on him that day, but they was talking to what is his name, Lavelle Moulton, Jimmy, and they was talking about the mid majors and the NIL, right? And the coach, he was talking about how North Carolina Central. And I'm glad parents out here, y'all need to share this because it's we're gonna take this on to the house. He was talking about, Jimmy, how the North Carolina Central is surrounded by traditions and nobody knows better than him, Lavelle Moulton, because he graduated from there. But he said something about, he says, between the NIL and the transfer portal, tradition doesn't hold much weight when building a team now. He said, and he should know, he tried it out, Jimmy, out of his new team with 11 new players in their season opener with Kansas. He lost his leading scorer. I'll share a lot of that and all that stuff. Howard lost 4 of their top scorers. But Jimmy, he came on and he was talking. He said, after losing his leading scorer and Howard losing theirs, he said, right now, you guys, the reporter asked him, he said, you guys find the diamonds in the rough. And how do you try to hide them? And he said, how y'all dealing with this? And Moulton said, it's the devil that we've been dealt with, haven't been dealt with before. He said, we're going to get the low end of the stick. The low majors and the mid majors, the high majors just can come now and just recruit off your team. Yeah. Jimmy, you see it going. He said it's hurtful, parents, y'all listen, it's hurtful to invest in a kid and that didn't have no scholarship offers, right? Then you find them as a diamond in the rough and you mold them and you try to develop them and you have a successful year and they leave for greener pastures. He said, I'm listening to him now, the moral compass and value system that no longer in the game of college basketball. I don't know about that. But it's just straight up business now. Y'all. He said, you have the high college coaches now, Jimmy, and I know you've been talking to them. They have to become general managers now instead of coaches. And it's taking the spirit out of college basketball. He said he's not complaining because he just got to adjust to it, just like you do anything else. He said, I challenge you this year to look at senior night across the country, Jimmy. And when you brought this to my attention when you said Robert Miller being home in his mama's house and around his dad and them as a senior. That's what triggered me to think about this. He said, across the country this year, he said, and see how many kids actually emotionally on senior night. How many of them?
Well, that's the key, said, emotionally.
Yeah, emotion. Yeah, he said, how many are actually emotional on senior night? He said that he cried on senior night. He said it was his last game in this arena. But a lot of these new guys ain't tied to these colleges. So they have no emotional tie. That he was just using that parallel. He said he's so thankful for North Carolina Central and what it's done for him and his family as a young man and developing into a man. He said, you won't see that anymore because no one is invested like that anymore. He went on, but this is what college basketball is about now. I never looked at it this way. You know, most of these guys ain't tied. These guys that came to you, Damian Dunn, U of H, LJ Cryer ain't tied to U of H when they come and get that, senior night. They're not tied to U of H like that. Because
so it ain't gonna be no emotion with that.
It ain't gonna be no emotion. So that's what he was just talking about. He said, shit, he got to adapt to it. Jimmy, he got 11 new players. Jimmy, he'll do, and then they do the ask him. He said, I can't stop my guy from balling. Jimmy, you even said it. Thank God for young fella from TSU I'm glad he leveled off because they was after him after 2 games. Zaterius Mortal. They was finna come snatch him right out of here. But he's back, Jimmy, and looking and doing a great job right now. But I just wanted to share that, man. I mean, I wanted to hear your comments on it because I know you talk to these college coaches, and he wasn't Jimmy. He was not bitter. If I got some more, he was not bitter. He's just telling you the way the game. He said the game is business now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good assessment. I mean, but you understand the understanding of why, because of the name, image, likeness in the portal. I'm sorry, the transfer portal has greatly affected that. So therefore, there's no love. It's business now, and that's what and that's what happens when it was business. People were recruited and and influenced to love many things about these campuses before they arrive. And while they're there, they end up falling in love. Now you would see people merely just loving stuff, but not falling in love. No. When you fall in love with something, you would do you would go goofy over it. You would do anything for you wake up out your bed at 3, 4, 5 in the morning to go and rescue it if you fall in love with something. Kids are no longer, very rarely will you find a young prospect in basketball or football at the Division I level that has fallen in love with that program or with school. And they're being led right now because NIL is there. That's the danger. That's the carry.
Yeah. Bad man. That's a bad man.
They're in love with the quest for money.
Yeah.
They're in love with the quest.
Yeah.
To get that money, with the opportunity.
And I ain't mad at them.
Money. So that's what you see. You see what you get with that. So
yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all.
I'm looking. Alpha, you're gonna always know A&M business, ain't it, man?
Man, that man know where he need to get in that Texas locker room to keep them dudes from dancing like gals. That's what you need to be doing, Alpha, yo. To quit twerking all over the damn place.
Oh, they can't help themselves, man. You know. And so
wait a minute, hold up, Jimmy, hold up. This is what he needs to be stopping right here. That's what he needs to be stopping, Jimmy. He needs to be using it. He went about what Jimbo's saying. You need to get in there and teach them guys a regular dance. That's what you need to be doing.
Oh, man.
Man, I love it, man. You always got to say something about somebody else's team.
So, we got in other news, quick, go around the horn, quick news, quick hit. You remember the kid that got, that got killed in the skating, in the ice skating game, the hockey game a couple of weeks ago?
What, the puck hit him? Or the stick hit him?
The skate hit him.
The skate cut his neck, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that young man that wore the skates has been arrested and is on suspicion of manslaughter. They're possibly going to charge this young man with manslaughter. They did a deep investigation, according to the people.
What happened, Jimmy? I don't even remember what happened.
I mean, I saw it a couple of times on the video, and they were going in a loose hustle at center of the ice rink, and the kid fell, and the young man's foot swung back and hit him in the throat. They helped him off the court. He skated on over, but he ended up, he lost so much blood and died shortly afterwards at the hospital. This young man, his name was Adam Johnson. And, this was, of course, this was pro hockey. This wasn't college. This was pro. And he was a former NHL player. And that's unfortunate, but that's the update on that. This young man who wore the skates I mean, the recipient of that hockey, of those skates, he's been arrested. So I want to get that. So now, as we shift on out of, it's almost that time. We're getting there. I can't wait. We should be there in about 10 more days. But
The NBA.
we had game number 10-ish. But I tell you, our
Got to get to
conversation.
20.
Huh?
We waiting to get to 20.
We waiting to get to 20 before we had that talk. Some guys, otherwise, you're just fooling yourself. Don't get in the trap. You're going to be mad. Don't buy too much stock into certain teams. But I do know one thing. It is fun. And the Houston Rockets are no longer a gimme on anybody's schedule for the near future. They are no longer a gimme on the schedule. People, the word is no, I don't care who's been hurt on whose team before of those 6-7 victories that the Rockets have right now. What are they, 6-3? I don't care who's been injured on those opponent teams. But it's because that same thing goes around for most teams. They're playing other teams while they're hurt as well. Every team that got a hurt player, are they going over? No, they beating somebody. So this team right here, they are buying in on the defensive end on the court, and they're playing some good ball right now.
You know what I told them, Jimmy? I said, we beat the Hornets, right? Y'all said the Hornets suck. That's Jimmy's team. That's Jimmy's dark horse team. Jimmy said the Hornets going. But they beat the Kings. Y'all said we couldn't do it again. We beat the Kings a second time. Y'all said it was because De'Aaron Fox didn't play. We beat the Lakers by 30. Yeah, I said we. Y'all said it's because Anthony Davis didn't play. We beat the Pelicans. Y'all said it's because C.J. McCollum didn't play. Jimmy, then we just beat the defending champions, Jimmy. They better start running. Yeah, y'all better start running us our respect around here. Jimmy, I don't care if Jamal Murray didn't play. Joker is the best player in the league. Michael Porter Jr., what's his name? Aaron Gordon, our top 50 players in the league, right? Well, Coach, let me tell you something, Coach. Y'all didn't want my man Emmy. Y'all was talking about, man, he gonna come here and mess with my mind. Why? He don't want your wife. I'm just telling you, Emmy ain't thinking about your wife. You know, that was he gonna come down here and mess. No, Emmy came here. And what's my man said? They asked the young fella, Jabari Smith, what's the difference between that? He said, things are a lot stricter this year. We can get away with stuff. We can't get away with this stuff right now. I said, wow. But no, man, I'm proud of them, man. I just can't wait. Their defense right now, Jimmy, do you know their defense statistically is elite? It's extremely early now, just like you said. It ain't been 10 games. But they had the benefit of some good luck. You know, we had Fox was out. We had McCallum out. We had AD. But it seems like at least, Jimmy, they're at least a top 15 if you're going to take a conservative look. But 30 teams in the league. You follow me? So, but I ain't going to lie, man. I watched them get Afro. What I said Afro Sengun. I said, he going to be our Joker. Get what Joker said the other night. Man, y'all better start playing through him. And he guarded Joker. When he guarded Joker stats was down. I mean, I'm saying, you know, I tape every game. So, yeah, y'all, I'm loving them Rockets right now. Yeah. No, we don't need no Nia. Nia Long already. She done moved on. Her young Jeezy got a show right now. Leave Nia Long where she at. Emmy, come down here and do whatever you want to. Emmy, you sing. And Jimmy, I found out, Jimmy, they really wasn't together back then. So y'all he wasn't cheating on her. I'm just letting you know, he was not cheating on her. They weren't together back then. Okay, what else you got, Jimmy?
So also, if you guys are just tuning to the Chop Shop, make sure you share the show. If you haven't done so, share the show right now. Let's give a good share out there, and to your groups, to your pages, and we can get the fingerprint out there and increase our fingerprint, that is, of the Chop Shop. And of course, looking college
The woman
sports.
was cheating though. Jimmy, watch this. I'm sorry. The woman was cheating though. I forgot to add that. He wasn't cheating. The woman was cheating. Now keep on. Keep going. You want to add some college?
Yeah, we got college news, but first I want to think for the first time, Episcopal High School in Houston, they are on this Saturday, they are going to host the Next Level Challenge, which is intriguing. I don't think I've ever seen this in my time of covering amateur hoops. There's going to be 3 games on this Saturday. A high school game, then a college game, then a high school game. Now I know in Division One rules, you got to vacate the building. You can't entwine those two. But this is the first game is at 2:30, Episcopal and St. Pius. At 4:00 is going to be Lee College and Southwestern Christian College. Okay. So Lee Junior College will be playing at Episcopal at 4:00 on Saturday. Then after that game at 5:30, St. Francis Episcopal will play Concordia Lutheran.
Okay.
That's this Saturday at Episcopal High School. So
that's cool. What they call it?
And it's the Next Level Challenge. So okay. I guess the next level up is but most of those kids at those private schools aren't necessarily JUCO prospects because them parents ain't paying $25,000, $30,000 to $35,000 a year to go to JUCO. I mean, but they know that.
That's the paradox then. That's the paradox. Why they do it?
But it's a start. It's a start.
Okay.
It's a good way to still entwine because here's the way I look at it.
That's a good question. That Walter Yates is brilliant. Do they have college lines at Episcopal?
Well, I'm quite sure that's
they're gonna have to put that down. They got to put them down. Yeah, that's a good question, Walter Yates. Great question. Great question. Are you texting them, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
good. Jimmy, they probably have it taped though, like some of the people do. They have a makeshift one, college line.
And
a shot clock, Jimmy.
Well, the shot clock they have the shot clock.
Oh, they have a shot clock already.
Even if they don't, they have the portable. I thought I want to. If they don't, the shot clock portable, and that's nothing for nobody.
If it's nothing for nobody, don't say it ain't nothing because some people don't.
Yeah, the college can bring their own clock. Yeah, that ain't no problem. Everybody got a spare one. You're supposed to have a spare one. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have a spare shot clock in case the goal get broke or something happen. Yeah. So every college is supposed to have a spare. So
the college got the front. I'm talking about the high school because they the one hosting the event.
If the high school don't, and he will have the answer for those questions for you guys. And let me say, do you have a shot
That's
clock?
A good one. That's a good question.
Now,
Jimmy, Texas Southern has parted ways with Clarence.
I'm about to give y'all that 2 pieces of news. They ain't the only two. Misery love company. So TSU is parting ways with Clarence McKinney, the head football coach. That's why I was in the college part right now. And
hold up, Jimmy, before you go, their district plays with a shot clock already.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. They did start last year.
Okay. Yeah, somebody just texted me. Yeah. Your coach taking too damn long. The SBC. They're telling me he's taking too long. My coach is texting me right now talking about the SBC.
Hey, trust
SBC.
Me. Huh? Trust me. If you ain't the head coach in that school over there, your ass got to be in classroom doing something.
Oh, that's right.
They ain't just cutting up frogs.
Oh, Bryce Smith gonna be playing for Lee College, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Michael Jordan. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
but come on, Jimmy, give us this good news, man.
Clarence McKinney has been let go by Texas Southern University head football coach. He's been there for about 5-6 years.
5 years.
And so they and no, so sad. They got a couple of good wins, but their teams came so close.
Yeah, man.
They lost a couple of games.
Yes. Yes.
Southern
Yes.
University on
One
the road
possessions.
had them.
Had Prairie View.
But it had Prairie View.
Yeah.
And you messed that one off. You was up by double digits and against that team. So
Jackson was a one possession
Jackson
thing.
State. So those were games that it came down to. It came down to the fourth quarter, and that could have preserved his job. But so now TSU will be moving into a different direction.
And Dooley got, I think he getting fired too today.
Yeah, that's the Southern coach. I was saying misery love company.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by that. So I'm waiting on Freight to put.
But why is these big guys? Dooley ain't been there that damn long.
2 years. 2 years.
What did Dooley do up there, y'all? Instead of wearing that ugly ass outfits he be wearing.
Got his head beat in. Got his head beat in. That what happened.
Jimmy, don't you know every year somebody gonna get their head beat in, and every year? So you just fired a coach after 2 years? At least Clarence McKinney had 5 years. He had a whole recruiting cycle.
So you know what, man? I got the perfect coach for TSU.
Who?
You got to go make the phone call out and see if he's interested in the job.
You know I call him.
Might not be having too much fun right now out there. But you never know, though. That bug start to come around about 3 years.
Who?
And that is O. Johnson. It's from the Texans.
Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson. He's young enough to understand the lyrics to some of these hip-hop songs that the kids flock to. Text him and ask him, yes or no, are you interested in the TSU football job? And Andre Johnson, kids know who he is now. So those kids that are 19, 20, and in the portal, you're talking about 21, 22 years old, they were playing biddy ball or middle school ball when Andre Johnson was with the Texans. So they know who he is. They probably had mama buy his jersey.
Jimmy, I got the perfect coach for them. I really do. I'm just not going to announce it right now. But I got the perfect.
The one I just said ain't bad.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That ain't bad. It's up to if he wants. Because if it's not,
I just texted.
If you got to make somebody, I learned that from when University of Houston had the Randolph and Mortimer experiment back at the turn of the millennium, and they made Clyde Drexler the head basketball coach at University of Houston. Remember, Clyde did not want to be the coach. Clyde wanted to play golf. He was addicted to golf, and they convinced him that it was just a stopgap, and it was going to be like one of them Randolph Mortimer things. You know, we bet $1 Mortimer, he won't get it done. And Clyde had Byron Smith, who's the head coach at Prairie View, was the assistant coach for Clyde at the time, and they came this close to pulling off a coup, which could have got Lawrence Roberts. Any combination of four guys, it could have got Lawrence Roberts, possibly T.J. Ford, possibly. I want to say Mecca was in that bunch as well because people wasn't really high on him. Mecca.
Rashard Lewis was gonna go there.
No, but Clyde wasn't the coach when.
Oh, he wasn't Clyde. Okay.
He wasn't the coach.
Wait a minute.
Clyde only came there at the turn of the millennium, like 2000. He only came there like 2099 or something like that. 99 maybe.
No, maybe that was Alvin Brooks. Alvin Brooks was trying to be the coach or something like that. Somebody. Dorsey said, "Come on, what I do, go Dorsey? What I do?"
What Dorsey said?
I don't know. He said, "Come on, I'm just trying to." Oh, he talking about you must want to know who the coach is. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I'm gonna give y'all a name. James Williams. Used to play at TSU. Played a little bit in the NFL. He is the associate head coach at Alabama State. He came on the show before Jimmy, long time ago. He was just, Jimmy, you remember long time ago when I was going to the 707s and I was talking about the 707 football with Jalen Waddle and them and all of those people over there? You remember a long time ago, this was the guy who invited me over there. Now he is the the associate head coach at Alabama State. Jimmy, one of the most remarkable men I've ever met. uh, master recruit, and then Jimmy, Chris Dishman is right here in town.
Yeah, but I'm saying about Chris is that, remember, I'm thinking about nowadays, man, these younger folks,
No, Jimmy, I'm talking about he got a grassroots football following that people that used to didn't help McKinney, guess what? They on board with him. I'm just you got to look past. You got the grassroots community. That's how you get these guys. Guys that'll come to TSU. You're gonna say, "Damn, he coming to TSU now." So it's unique. It's unique. Chris Dixon, you got to throw that name out there. I know you're talking about Andre being young. Andre is one, but I don't know if Andre got the backing of the grassroots in all of these cities. Chris Dixon.
What he does have, he has the backing of many corporate entities in the city. And when jobs like Texas Southern and the SWAC, economics can play a big part. That was why I remember that was a time when for example, when Kevin Granger got his position, right, as just with assistant VP of athletics, the athletic director. It just and remember that was a person economically that made a phone call, and that was Kenny Smith. And basically, Kenny Smith came and he pledged about somewhere like $250,000 in either product and of money to the university. If you hire this dude, economics come into play with SWAC. Thanks,
Jimmy. I know I got to get out of here, Jimmy. But what happened to what's up with the Bryan coach? Do you know about him?
Bryan
University.
What happened with Bryan?
Oh, see, you don't know. He just sent it to me, Jimmy. He said, Bryan, I can't, man. I got to put on my damn glasses to read this stuff, Chad Grote. He said, Bryan men basketball coach Jared Grosso has been on leave of absence since September for resigning his position. It's been mixed emotions. I'm trying to see what he did. As my role, let me see what he been. He began his leave absence when the school provided no details of the reasoning for him leave. They ain't said nothing about it. So what you want us to talk about it for? Chad? They ain't giving no reason for him to leave. Why did he leave?
It says it's not been made public.
Yeah, do you know what the hell we gonna talk about something we don't know nothing about? Y'all, this is why I don't when y'all text me something, I have to go and check it up. Because y'all going by one damn article. This is why I don't like to read incomplete stuff. Because this ain't telling me nothing, Chad. Then he put up there, if he had been a black coach. What you mean if he had been a black coach? What happened?
If he'd been a black coach, it'd probably been all over the world. That's what he probably mean. It probably been out there bad, but I don't know the facts.
I don't. He said, hold on. Tell me, I don't know what happened. See, now y'all understand why when y'all send me this mess, I don't ever talk about it.
Y'all don't send a tip with it. That's the whole thing.
Send me something, man. I don't go off articles. I thought you sent me something. Ain't sent me nothing extra. But we ain't gonna talk about him, dude. Okay, let's Jimmy. Let's move on.
We gotta get up out of here, man.
Yeah,
but want to, of course, make sure you share the show on your way out the door. We thank you and appreciate everything. I see the article, Chad, but at the same time, it doesn't say why.
Yeah.
And, in this basketball community, it ain't not hard to find out what the hell happened. We know he was arrested. That was a couple of days after it was announced.
Yeah.
And still don't understand the why. That's a whole different case, which was actually dropped, dismissed last week. But that's the only thing I got out of that. But we'll as you guys send more intel. I'm not talking about more articles.
No, I want no more articles.
My
bad, y'all. I apologize, Chop Shop. Y'all know I don't usually do that. But Chad, I did it for you. Y'all know. Hey, don't send me nothing else now. That's your last time. Oh, Jimmy, what you said? That's your mother again.
Yeah, that's your mulligan. But anyway, guys, we got to get up out. Make sure, don't forget, the VIP news on RCS Sports is loaded with info right now today. It's basketball season. We got a lot of intel. You want to go and become a subscriber? Also, don't forget,
What?
it's the perfect time to get your copy of the magazine. Yeah. Get your copy of the magazine. We will put them in the mail. I got another stack going out today.
Jimmy, check the email because I got people to.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I can go check them again. Look,
check.
I'm on the way back to the post office again with another stack of these joints.
Hey, but Jimmy, hold up. My Broncos won last night. The other night. The Denver Broncos. What are you talking about? Denver Broncos. Sierra's husband played for them. Don't be hating on me. Lewis Hamilton on the team.
Waffle House got him a win, huh? Flapjack got him a win. Flapjack got him. Hey, man, we got to get up out of here. See you guys on the bar, man. Shadow showing your way out the door, man. Peace be up out of here. Flapjack.
Don't forget Thad Moody's magazine, man. Thad Moody.
Yes, let me go fill out this envelope right now.
All right, I'll see y'all later. All right.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live.